From the publishers that gave you an obscene amount of Lego games and turned Shaggy into a fighting game character, comes another entry in the beloved men choking people out in spandex genre. No, not WWE. That answers the question, what would a Batman game be like without Batman? Mediocre. Gotham Knights. Jump into WB Montreal's second foray into the Batman series since Arkham Origins that does away with Batman entirely right from the get-go, and instead throws you 4 different playable characters that all play kind of the same, in a game that still hits all the marks of the simple formula that you're used to, now bogged down by a bunch of weird mechanics for no reason, like crafting gear even though leveled gear drops anyway, a skill system with abilities gated by a bunch of boring challenges, and fighting crime at night to unlock more bigger crimes to uncrime, in a bunch of choices that seem confusing until you realize this was probably a live service model that they backtracked on once they saw how much everyone hated that idea. Just give us another of those old Batman games. We don't need innovation, just look at the movies. Discover what Gotham would be like after Batman. The same, but with extra murder, as Batman's young proteges pick up the mantle by delivering justice the only way they know how, kicking the crap out of anyone cosplaying in public, as they uncover the mystery surrounding the case that led to Batman's demise, which unsurprisingly ends up being a bunch of bird-themed rich people just as weird as Bruce Wayne, sandwiched between cutscenes of everyone being really sad about Batman. Unless you're Red Hood, who just whines about how he died.
It's about being dead.
In a narrative that's the most appealing aspect of the game, but is mostly still kind of a downer in every way. Honestly, just save a couple of bucks and just watch Real Owls vs. Bats on YouTube. Holy crap, did you see that? This is actually riveting stuff, you guys. Where's my bird fighting game at? Head out into the open world of Gotham, a city suspiciously light on both cars and people, where you'll head out nightly to solve mysteries and clean up the streets, in a handful of semi-crime side missions that you'll drag yourself through because you have poison in your brain that makes you have to do all the content no matter how repetitive it is. That is if you even make it to the scene, because traveling means you have to deal with the terrible traversal mechanics, where instead of the fluid gliding and zipping gameplay the Batman games used to provide, you get an awkward grappling hook that sends you backwards half the time, and no glide at all until you've unlocked it. Or you can drive the streets in some sort of bad vehicle with all the speed and grace of a golf cart, meaning you'll fast travel as much as possible to avoid the pain of moving around the world, which for a Batman game is like if you were invited to visit the Vatican and the first thing you did was kick the Pope in the balls. Leap into the combat of Gotham Knights, where you'll mash the attack and dodge buttons until you give yourself arthritis as you fight off a parade of thugs that you ended up alerting when you accidentally shot someone in the face. Then experience the monotony of the hybrid action RPG system, as your gear score determines whether you'll be taking bad guys down like Ronda Rousey at a daycare, or spending like 9 minutes punching a single high school dropout, as you constantly swap up for better weapons and armor like you're playing Destiny, that cosmetically change from Schumacher nipple armor to steampunk LARPer, in a bid to get the number even an iota higher to reduce the grind, because you'll be grinding harder than Tony Hawk at a rail store, as the game locks abilities and skills behind challenges, which will add insult to injury when you realize that they're literally the same prompt for each character, making the whole idea of swapping between characters more of a chore than a feature, because we wouldn't want to have too much of a power fantasy in our superhero game, I guess. After all, nothing says fun like simulating the Protestant work ethic. So put on that bat eyeliner and get ready to give some thugs permanent brain trauma, in an entry that is definitely a Batman game if all the features were decidedly worse, making it feel like the Kardashian of the series. Glamorous from afar, but mostly just filler to pad out the juicy parts. Hey, I've got a crazy idea. What if you put Batman in the game next time? I hear people really like that guy. Starring Circus So Lame, Boars of Prey, Redhead Redemption, Robin the Cradle, Alf, Twitter Verified, and Deader Than Ben Affleck's Batman, Gotham Avengers. You know, if you need a break from the grind, they have a little minigame upstairs for you to play. No, not Spy Hunter. It's watching to see if this little ball on the TV is going to hit the corner. Aw, dang it. It's always so close. Tell us what you'd like to hear in my epic voice in the comments below. These things need time and violence. I can do both. I do not need a snack. The numbers, Mason. What do the numbers mean? I just ate this trash can burger, and now I have superpowers. I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.